So today I want to talk to you not about the flu, which is what this presentation originally was about, but about some of the challenges that I faced as a historian when I was going through and making this presentation. You're going to see a variety of different texts, and I want to talk to you about how you can give credit to each of these different kinds of media. So on the very first slide, when we talk about some of the flu facts, I included a picture, and this picture I was able to find on the internet, and that actually uses a specific kind of citation that you can include in the notes section of your slide. This next kind of text is a graph, and I found this in a book that I had read when I was researching the Spanish flu, and I was able to take the picture myself just with my phone, but again, I made sure in the notes section that I included a specific citation for books. The one that I found the most challenging when I was trying to give credit to the places that I found my sources was a newspaper, because this newspaper was published back in 1918, and I was not actually sifting through documents themselves, but instead I had found them on the internet through a database called Chronicling America, and I was really confused. Do I cite this as a newspaper, or do I cite this because I found it on the internet? And I actually sent an email to Library of Congress, because they are the ones that fund this database, and I got an email back with specific instructions on how to make sure I am giving credit to the database where it was accessed and the newspaper itself, which was my primary document. I felt like this was particularly important because many of my pieces of evidence came from this newspaper. I'll show you an example. I was able to clip articles online and read in the article to find evidence of school closures, death rates, just to talk about how Philadelphia experienced the Spanish flu and how they coped with it. Even looking at advertisements in the back of the newspaper was able to give me a lot of evidence. So when I spoke with Library of Congress, this is what they said. I'm going to make sure you have a copy of this, because it's easy to just say this is how you do it, but being able to find these pieces of information to create this kind of citation can be really difficult. So because we're historians, we do use Chicago style. And if you follow this structure, it does make sure that you include the author of the newspaper, title of the article, who published it, and then also where you found it. So I found it through this database, and I would provide that URL and when I actually accessed the material. So I hope this is helpful when you are trying to show people how you found your research.